EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the architectural wonder that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Matt Bryant of the Falcons set and ready to kick it off, and we are underway from Atlanta. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Still going. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there on the first play of the game. 44 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They keep on the ground with Elliott. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Elliott, the leading rusher for the 2nd time in his 3 NFL seasons, 1,434 yards, more than 100 better than 2nd place Saquon Barkley.
And the offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott in Dallas. He makes them go. And how about how he added to his pass catching this year? His numbers jumped up in a big way. So when Dak Prescott didn't have something downfield, he just dumped it out into the flats.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup, 27 yards. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Gun. Ready. Back 25. Hey, wait. Gun.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Looking dead, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 62 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. While we have a second here, let's peek back to the Super Bowl. The lowest scoring Super Bowl, Charles, in history, 13-3. And it took us 53 minutes to get our first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Can you believe they went into the half, 3-0 New England, Stephen Gostkowski with a field goal. Then they finally tie it up with Greg Zuerlein at the end of 3 quarters of the Rams knocking one through the post. The Patriots, the 3rd team to win the year after losing the Super Bowl, the first since the Dolphins in 1972.
And, of course, the big number now for New England, 6 titles, and they are tied with the Steelers for the most ever.
Here we go. Come on, Nick. Here we go. 46, 46.
On second down, Elliott. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here we go. Come on, Nick.
A first down carry by Elliott. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Here we go. 46, 46.
On third down, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Second down, Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 right at the 30. After the interception, here's Ryan. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, express, express. 22.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Going up top. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Austin Hooper, 70 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, Those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. Before this next drive gets going, we need to discuss the Hall of Fame inductees. There will be 8 in the 2019 class. We got Champ Bailey, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law. Who else am I forgetting in there?
Well, how about a big guy, a lineman, Kevin Mawai, who was absolutely terrific in his career. How about Ed Reed with the Baltimore Ravens and the great job he did in the secondary there? Pat Bowlen, Gil Brandt as contributors, the owner of the Broncos and the longtime scout with the Cowboys. And I love the senior committee bringing in Johnny Robinson, the safety with Kansas City.
Tony Gonzalez was a first ballot guy. And, of course, when I hear Ty Law's name, you think, wow, he started this great Patriots dynasty that we're still living in.
You're exactly right. And the Patriots, with all of their championships, probably underrepresented in the Hall of Fame.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Prescott now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Right back to him on 1st down, and he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout.
Got it.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, 3rd down here.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Done.
Here's Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The 15 yards there on the catch and run. Tenth carry now for Elliott. He's to the 10, and finally down at the 9-yard line. That's 30 yards now in the last two plays, back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it, when you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Now Elliott. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
He's going to get it running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Well, CD, the NFL held its awards show the night before the Super Bowl, and as you and I had speculated the last few weeks, Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and for the second straight season, how about Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, Donald was expected. We knew that was going to happen. Mahomes, we thought would happen, but there was that school of thought that maybe Drew Brees might walk away with the MVP since he's never won one, but Mahomes a deserving winner. How about the offense?
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half,
let's go.
And they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Ryan. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw is Ryan. It's caught. Jones. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Steps away to his left. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
He'll get it up the middle. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
54, south.
They get it to him running left. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Jalen Smith able to drop him for a loss of 12. And it'll be 4th down. So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. And Bryant's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go, 46. Then we're going to 53. 26.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Now Prescott. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Brooks Reed in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Freeman again, a 1st down carry. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Awesome. Here you go.
Prescott now from the 50. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. The Cowboys on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Job 1 to pick up the first down is complete. That was a big 3rd down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be upped. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the first down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase, and everyone on the bench area, they're waving them along too. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And that is incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 2nd down, Prescott again. And he's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 488. Here we go, 46. 26.
Prescott to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Cooper was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Ryan wants to throw it. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Bosher now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Now Austin. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Switch and eight. Here we go, 46. Here we go, 180. Here we go, 46. 26.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Falcons. And that should just about seal it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
39.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
Well, we'll see if they go back to base.
Here we go, 46, 46.
First down, Prescott. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. One last shot now for Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.
Oh.